Hello friends, recently I was taking Viva and I was asking the routine questions on the CBS like tachycardia, bradycardia, and what I observed was for bradycardia there was unanimity among the students. Everybody said below 60 beats per minute is bradycardia. For tachycardia, some students said the upper limit is 90 and some students said it is more than 100 when you call it tachycardia. So let's see why this confusion arises and what is the physiological basis for these limits for the resting heart rate. First things first, heart rate more than 100 should be called as tachycardia and the heart rate below 60 beats per minute should be called as bradycardia. Point number one. From where the figure of 90 has come, some authors, they give more than 90 heart rate as the tachycardia. There is a probability that 90 heart rate is taken as upper limit for the sleeping heart rate. Look, during sleeping hours, the body's metabolic rate, the basal metabolic rate is 90% of what it is during waking hours. And therefore, the heart rate's upper limit also is taken as 90% of the upper limit, that is 90 beats per minute. You must have read thyrotoxicosis. One of the toxic symptoms in the thyrotoxicosis is said to be sleeping heart rate more than 90, and that's based on the body's most basal conditions. So therefore, by most basal conditions logic, 90 is the upper limit, but we have to look at the other factors, waking hours and the intrinsic rhythmicities of the SA node, which we will discuss now. Why the range is 60 to 100? Let's understand this. It is based on the intrinsic rhythmicities of the various parts of the conducting system. What do we mean by intrinsic rhythmicities? Their natural abilities to excite. Look, under normal circumstances, SA node and AV node, they show autorhythmicity, self-excitation property. And they have certain natural abilities to excite at a certain frequency. It's called as intrinsic rhythmicities. Now, in the case of SA node, the intrinsic rhythmicity is 80 to 100 per minute. Means if the SA node is left to itself, it will generate in the range of 80 to 100 impulses per minute. Now, the question is, why is then the heart rate 70 to 80 beats per minute? You know, normal heart rate 72 beats per minute. Why is that? It's because of the vagal influence. Normally, in the body, our heart is under vagal tone, vagal influence, and vagus hyperpolarizes the SA node, and therefore SA node is slowed down, and therefore it generates 70 to 80 impulses per minute, and that's our normal heart rate. But natural rhythmicity, intrinsic excitability of the SA node without any influence is 80 to 100 beats per minute or 80 to 100 impulses per minute. Now consider this just for example. Let's say there are a few bright students in the classroom. Brightest and the fastest one has got a certain frequency of answering. Very rapidly he or she can answer the questions. But imagine that student is made to write very rapidly in less time more answers. Then the student will come under stress because his or her natural ability is getting exceeded. On the other hand, if the same student, his or her speed drops, rhythmicity drops, natural ability drops below a certain value, then the second best student is likely to take over. That is another danger on the other end. So therefore, now keep these examples in mind and try to apply them here. SA node, natural intrinsic ability is to generate 80 to 100 impulses per minute. If the heart rate exceeds beyond 100 beats per minute, that is exceeding the natural upper limit of the natural ability of the SA node. And therefore, that would be defined as tachycardia. On the other hand, if the SA node is generating less number of impulses, 60 or less, that means it is going below the natural ability of the second brightest student. So what is likely possibility is that AV node is likely to come out of the overdrive suppression by the SA node. If SA node drops below 60 beats per minute, that means AV node is likely to come out of the suppression of the SA node and is likely to generate automatic impulses. That also is bad, and therefore that 60 beats per minute is taken as bradycardia, because SA node is generating impulses below the natural ability of the AV node, and therefore that means AV node is likely to come out of the suppression of the SA node, and there is possibility of multiple pacemakers in that case, just a possibility, and therefore below 60 is taken as bradycardia. So the physiological range for heart rate, the resting heart rate, is 60 to 100 beats per minute, and the reason lies in the intrinsic or natural excitabilities of the SA node and the AV node.